We all come into this life with a certain level of knowing, and for what we don't yet know, we seek to learn and experience. In this Know Our Soul series, we explore spiritual teachings to enlighten and empower us to live a life of our choosing. This is Know Our Soul. Hi, I'm Lisa Hromada, and welcome to Know Our Soul. This week is the final week that we explore and summarize the key messages within each chapter within Love is the Seed, Teachings from the Spirit World. And this week is one of the most popular chapters, which is on death and reincarnation. It answers the questions, what happens when one leaves the body? What is it like over there in the spirit world? Is there something beyond this earth experience? Do we all reincarnate, and do we reincarnate with the same friends and relatives as in this life? We'll answer some of these questions in this video, but first I think one of the most beautiful quotes in this chapter, and I believe best summarizes the messages in this entire book, was said by my maternal grandfather when he came through my father in a September 27th, 1981 session. He said, "There is no death, there is only love." That the end of this life is not the end of our journey, and that love is even more incredible than we are truly aware of. From my experience, it is this love that allows us to communicate with loved ones who have already left this life, or even just before leaving. I'll share a quick story as an example. When my maternal grandmother was in her final days of life, she was in and out of awareness before going into a coma. I was living about 900 miles away at the time and couldn't go back to see her. Yet every day I would do a connection exercise where I would take quiet moments with my eyes closed, and I would visualize myself sitting beside her bed, holding her hand and talking with her. In my mind, I could vividly picture her room, how she laid in her bed, and the stillness of the moment as I sat with her. Just a few days before her passing, she sent me a message within a dream. In this dream, my cell phone rang and I missed the call. I checked the voicemail and she had left a message. Her voice was clear, strong, vibrant, and happy, as if she were healthy and youthful again. She told me she was leaving soon and wanted to say goodbye. She told me why she had been waiting and that now she was ready. She even shared details that, by awesome coincidence, related to the birth of one of my nephews, who was born 2 days before her passing. It was not just the words that were spoken that were meaningful, but the undeniable reality of this connection and the feeling of love. It's just one story that provides what my maternal grandfather had said: there is no death, there is only love. What this story and this final chapter in this book illustrate is that love is infinite and exists beyond this one life. The souls, wise ones, and loved ones in this chapter also spoke about the relationship between this life, the spirit world, and our relationship to God. A soul named Mike Rice said something in this chapter that I believe is especially important for many of us to hear right now, or to remind ourselves of. He said, "It's always a responsibility to each essence, whether here or on earth, to learn and understand the nature of the evolutionary experience and how all are a part of God and all that is. In your earthly body, each has a responsibility to each, and that responsibility is love, understanding, compassion, resolve, and purpose. Each has to realize that each is a part of all." This chapter is not simply about death and reincarnation, it's about life. That we have love, thought, and free will to create the life of our choosing here, now, and forevermore. When we understand and implement within our life the truth of love, when we harness the power of our thoughts, and we take our free will actions in a way that takes all into consideration, we can in fact create a life of greater peace, joy, and purpose, and a better world in which to live. One of the most incredible themes within Love is a Seed is that we are never alone in this life. And this chapter especially is proof of that. There are so many more messages and teachings within this chapter relating to life, love, death, reincarnation, and what it's like after one dies in this life. I'd like to hear your comments on this chapter. Be sure to leave a comment below, or you can message me through Twitter or Facebook. I'll share those links below as well. Next week, we'll begin exploring specific sessions again within Love is the Seed, so I hope you'll join me each week for a new session or topic. As always, relax in the knowing, and thank you for joining me on Knower Soul.